With the first pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Anthony Edwards from the University of Georgia.
So Anthony Edwards with his mother and grandmother with him there in spirit. He knows which hat he can take out of that big box now, and it is the one that belongs to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
The second pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Golden State Warriors select James Wiseman from the University of Memphis.
James Wiseman at his home in Nashville, Tennessee, played just a few games for Memphis this past season, but he goes second overall to Golden State. A big, versatile guy. He has his virtual moment with the commissioner.
With the third pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Lamelo Ball from Chino Hills, California.
Lamelo Ball goes third overall to Charlotte. Hey, look, this is LaMelo's night, but Lonzo still has bragging rights because he went second overall in 2017. And if you know the competitive spirit of the Ball brothers, I would say that after Lonzo gives him his time in the sun, probably won't let him forget that.
With the fourth pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Chicago Bulls select Patrick Williams from Florida State University.
Woo. There is Patrick Williams, and he's going to Chicago to play for Billy Donovan, played for Leonard Hamilton at Florida State.
With the fifth pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Isaac Okoro from Auburn University.
Isaac Okoro celebrating, going fifth overall. Right up close to the top of the draft, like some former Auburn stars like Charles Barkley, Chuck Person, Chris Morris. There's been a great number of stars who've come out of Auburn over the years.
With the sixth pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Onyeka Ogwumike from the University of Southern California.
And here he is, Onyeka Ogwumike, going in the first round, sixth overall, two-time Mr. Basketball player in the state of California. Only the fourth guy to do that. Jason Kidd, Aaron Gordon, Tyson Chandler, all also drafted.
With the seventh pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Killian Hayes from Lakeland, Florida.
Killian Hayes, with his folks, his dad played for 3 years at Penn State. And Killian getting his moment, and he is headed to the Detroit Pistons as Wayne Casey and company try to find some guys to build a franchise around.
With the eighth pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select Obi Toppin from Dayton University.
What an emotional moment for the Dayton Flyer. Getting a round of applause from Adam Silver. It wasn't really that long ago that this would seem to be an unthinkable turn in the career of Obi Toppin.
With the ninth pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Denny Abdia from Herzliya, Israel.
So Denny Abdia, a guy that we've talked about a lot in our coverage leading up to the draft, goes in the top 10, ninth overall to the Washington Wizards, youngest ever to play for Maccabi Tel Aviv at the age of 16.
With the 10th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Phoenix Suns select Jalen Smith from the University of Maryland.
Jalen Smith.
So Jalen Smith out of Maryland averaged a big double-double and 2.5 blocks per game last year while shooting about 54%. And there is Jalen celebrating there. His parents were going to make sure that they attend his game because Dad spent a lot of time away as a kid.
With the 11th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Devin Vassell from Florida State University.
The second Seminole of the night going off the board. Devin Vassell joining Patrick Williams, his teammate at Florida State, as lottery picks, and Vassell is going to the San Antonio Spurs.
With the 12th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Sacramento Kings select Tyrese Haliburton from Iowa State University.
Tyrese has been waiting for a while, and you think this is an absolute steal for the Kings, Jay Will?
I do. I think he's one of the best guards there is in the draft. And
with the 13th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Tyrese Lewis Jr. from the University of Alabama.
The celebration for Tyrese Lewis Jr., the Alabama guard who played last year for Nate Oates, who's trying to transform that program.
With the 14th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Boston Celtics select Aaronnie Smith from Vanderbilt University.
Yeah, the right color suit. That looks like, on my monitor here, it looks like he has the Celtic green suit. He averaged 23 points a game, shot better than 50% from the floor, 52% from three, and led the nation.
With the 15th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Cole Anthony from the University of North Carolina.
Hey, I recognize one of those guys in the Cole Anthony celebration. There's Spike Lee celebrating with Cole, who, after a season at North Carolina, is going to the Orlando Magic.
With the 16th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Portland Trailblazers select Isaiah Stewart from the University of Washington.
So Isaiah Stewart celebrating his selection, 16th overall. Grew up in Rochester, New York, went across the country to play for UW, and you see him celebrating and getting that Trailblazers hat.
With the 17th pick in the NBA Draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Alexei Hokushevsky from Novi Sad, Serbia.
And from Athens, Greece, we showed you the suit that Alexei had chosen last night. Very James Bond look, very sleek, very Mike Schmitz looking suit. Stylish guy. He's the youngest eligible player in the draft at the age of 18.
With the 18th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Dallas Mavericks select Josh Green from Sydney, Australia, and the University of Arizona.
So Josh Green spent a lot of his childhood in Australia, but moved to the United States to sharpen his basketball skills, and that he did. Turned out to be the number 8 overall recruit in the ESPN 100.
With the 19th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Brooklyn Nets select Sadiq Bey from Villanova University.
And Sadiq Bey was a guy who was really wearing out his former Villanova teammate Eric Paschall about what life in the NBA was like. When he got to Villanova, he was constantly asking questions about how to get a lot more time on the floor.
With the 20th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Miami Heat select Precious Achiuwa from Port Harcourt, Nigeria, and the University of Memphis.
Precious Achiuwa was the player of the year in the American Athletic Conference. He was the only freshman in Division I to average a double-double this past year, nearly 16 points, nearly 11 rebounds per game, to go along with a couple of blocks. And he really helped himself with the way he started playing, the effort and the energy that he showed.